Season 5 premiere of Who They Want podcast. The Misfits are back. Better than ever, stronger than ever, more united than ever. Shout out to everybody that's been rocking since day one. Tonight is the most iconic premiere episode in my podcast career. Or should I say in all our podcasting career tonight. Because we all are who they want tonight. You dig? So if you tuning in on YouTube, I appreciate you. If you tuning in from Facebook, I appreciate you. And if you tuning in from the block, you know we all appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, I am CEO, host of tonight, DJ Big Dog in the building. You dig? And alongside me, we have the lovely, astronomical, phenomenal, just most amazing female to ever work with in the podcast world. Everybody's favorite, the lovely Duchess, Lady Tasha.
Hey everybody, we miss y'all. Do my little royal wave since I'm the Duchess.
You dig? We got my man who's always $100,000. Make sure he gonna flash them hands. Y'all already know. The master editor, my brother from another mother, the one, the only, Kyle.
What's going on, people?
This is the pre-show. Before we get into the real show, we have Digital Underground blessing the stage tonight in the studio. And we have Dantes Alexander blessing his presence tonight. Y'all don't want to miss nothing. So if you tuning in right now, make sure you hit the like, share. If you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. If you're on the block, just keep showing love there. Hey, let the magic begin, baby.
Let it begin. How y'all doing tonight? We was off for how many days? How many days was we off? I really miss you guys. I really do. I was speaking steady back and forth. But Kyle, I didn't see you there.
Right. Honestly, I think it was about a week or more.
A week, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a week or more. Yeah. And you was in the park jamming with Grand Poobah and them,
and I didn't get to meet him, but I got a good seat, you know. But he put on a great everybody there put on a great show. Everybody there put on a great show, you know. So it was just great. It was just great to be there and hang out with, you know, and just hang out with some people I hadn't seen in a long time and hang out with my dad. It was a great day.
That's cool. I'm jelly. I wish I was up there and everything. I haven't been to a nice park jam in a minute. A nice old school park jam. You know, just old school where they stealing the electricity from the light poles. Everybody bring their big woofers and speakers out, going on until 2:00 in the morning until the cops come clear it out.
Every time I see scenes like that in like documentaries or movies or whatever, I get jealous.
Yeah, that was some real stuff back in the days. I mean, you guys, you know, your babies.
I get jealous for real because you guys were at it at the beginning. You know what I'm saying? You were part of history. Now hip hop is old enough to have to have a history, to have subgenres, to have people arguing over who's the best.
Yeah.
And I stay away from that argument, but is because you never win. You know, there's no real way to win.
You gotta understand, back in those days, and even a little before my time too, hip hop paved the way for a lot of stuff. I'm listening to everything these kids are listening to.
Yep.
Jelly paying all this stuff, and I'm like, wait a minute, hold up, is that the original? I'm getting ready to jam to, and then all of a sudden, something else jump. I said, oh no, here we go with another remake. I'll be getting all hype. I'm like, oh, they're doing old school today, but you know, so a lot of that stuff paved the way. So
yeah, of course.
Now, you're reliving it.
It's just like I got to talk to to some of the DJs, some who I knew through my dad, and I just thanked them. Because the point is to give people their flowers while they're here, right?
Yeah.
So I just said, they're like, thank you for supporting. I'm like, listen, thank you, because you guys are the reason why hip hop is my favorite genre of music. You know what I'm saying? You know,
excuse Coco.
That's why no matter what era it is, I can't, you know, like I can't get enough of it. I grew up around it. So to go to a live show,
you don't seen it. You don't grew up around it. So with your father, because your father's doing all that DJing and stuff. So you know,
right,
you can imagine.
Yeah, like my dad, he worked with a lot of people. He used to do like production and stuff here locally in Waterbury. So, and I was around to at least see a little bit of that, but I was too young.
Right.
Him and I went to a couple of shows together when I got older. Like him and I went to a Houdini show together years back. And like I told you, people would call me out on it. And they're like, "What you doing here, young?" And they're like, "What's a youngin' doing here? What you know about Houdini?" I'm like, my dad and my grandmother used to play this. What?
Yeah,
I can't enjoy it, you know?
Well, that's what's up and stuff. But you know, it is what it is. I want to give a shout out to Royalty Lash Bar. Let me tell you something. I had a little last minute emergency with my lashes, and she came all the way out from Garden City, which is like 45 minutes away from me, to open up and handle my little emergency quick fix and stuff. But shout out to her. I mean, they got an amazing bar. And you know what? Come to find out, she is her lash company is the first certified licensed one in Suffolk County. So people, do your research, because everybody going to these places and a lot of them not even licensed. So I want to shout her out. Thank you. Her name is Kiyu, and she did me up. She said, "Listen now, it's a fix 24 hours. So I guess 24 hours, I'm gonna be losing my slipper and the pumpkin. I'm gonna be back in a pumpkin." So, but I'm definitely gonna go see her again and everything. And then also, she invited me to this event with Yandy Smith on October 3rd. Oh, it's gonna be hot. So,
nice.
Yandy and everything. So, yeah.
We got some people in the chat already. I see.
We got people in the chat, on the block, on the Facebook. I see you all. Like, what's up? Hey, Pamela. Hey, Monet. And then we got TBA Beats. What's going on? He's up on the block. And Dooley Unruly. How you doing, boo boo?
The block's been popping. The block's been popping. I've been
the block has been popping lately. Yes, it has. It really has, and I'm blessed. That's a good thing. But I'm blessed and excited to be here tonight. I'm just, gosh, you know, Lord have mercy. We're talking about some real like legends, comics. Yes, they're gonna be on tonight with us and everything. So this season just kicks off a season that's just gonna be phenomenal. So.
Yeah,
you don't want to miss it. Make sure you're following us everywhere on Facebook, on Who They Want. Go and subscribe to Who They Want Entertainment LLC. The block. Go and get your page on the block, because y'all don't want to miss it and stuff. And I tell you, like Saturday I was cooking and I was on Facebook Live, jamming to my music with my pork shoulder. You know, they muted me Facebook again. So I was like, you know what? F it. I got my own app. We don't do that mess. I go on my own app to play all my music. So y'all want to see what I was doing on live and hear the music and hear me say, y'all got to go on the app, the block, to see it, because the Facebook ain't about that life.
I believe though, when people do that, they usually say, "I do not have the rights to this music," just so that bot will leave them alone.
Yeah, but they
I don't know.
Yeah, that don't work.
Yeah,
they had the freestyle and they muted almost half the show.
Yeah,
and stuff. Not on the block though.
Yeah,
y'all go sign up.
But it makes you wonder when radio stations with YouTube channels, because most of them have YouTube channels now. So when an artist comes over to freestyle or do a session over somebody else's music, how does that affect their their listenership or their viewership? You know, I always wonder that.
I don't know, but we got Dante coming in with us and everything. You know what's excellent songwriter, singer, actor. Just
I'm letting some people know right now. Like as soon as I told my cousin who we were going to be interviewing, he's like, "Shut up." You know, he's like, "Are you freaking kidding me?" I'm like, "No, I couldn't believe it myself." So I'm both nervous and excited. Plus to meet our new artists as well, because we're always meeting great people on Artistry Tuesday. So, you know, shouts out to everyone we've met so far. You know,
let's get this party started.
How you doing, big dog?
Big dog, yeah, how big dog? Big dog. I've been speaking to big dog all weekend.
Yeah. Oh, man, what you shade, bro?
Like, just throw off me giving the introduction to what I'm supposed to be doing on the show right now. Like, I just spoke to him all weekend. He's good.
No, I didn't mean it like that. I was just letting him know that he's good. So, you know, you go ahead and do you. You know what I'm saying? You know, we got to celebrate you. You big dog.
Oh, man. Yeah, I'm sending some links out to people right now.
You people better get up on and get subscribed and get up on the block and get up on who they want. So they ain't got to worry about getting sent the links. They get the notifications, and that's that.
Oh, man. Okay.
TBA said he's doing some more mixing. I want to hear what this is about.
Right. People. Well, ladies and gentlemen, looks like the moment we waiting on gonna possibly be a delay. But
that's
we're
cool.
Tuning in.
You can't rush greatness. Let them be fast.
You got time.
I know. Because Dantes did just hit me up and said that they really busy and they might get pushed till tomorrow. Yeah. So, either way, ladies and gentlemen, it's still a great show. It's not like they canceling. They just doing what great hip hop artists do. They get busy in the studio working on some projects. It's no big deal. We still have Dantes Alexander, who's still phenomenal. We're still gonna kick him.
So, right?
Yeah, he got a whole game going on. That's crazy. What's up, Jay?
Don't nobody read that comment Jay just dropped. Nobody. We're not dealing with editors tonight during season 5 premiere, sir. We're not.
Bro.
I'm excited. I wonder what they're working on.
You know what? That's a good question. I was watching a documentary about them earlier today, and when you hear that they're still making music, it's like, okay, I'm glad there's so many platforms we can hear it on now. You know,
right?
Jay's not joining us tonight. Jay, where you at? Are you joining us?
Oh Lord, you calling Jay out to the studio?
What happened?
I was teasing. I said, "Oh Lord, you want to call Jay into the studio tonight?"
That's right, Jay. You need to get up on here. Where you at, Jay? I told Jay the other day, don't make me cut you, Jay. You know what I mean? Oh God, let me stop messing with Jay. Oh, because he got dirty with me on Facebook. He said, "Don't let me have to get Regina, whoever that is."
Who's Regina?
I'm feeling who that is.
Wait, never mind.
Yeah, Jay, he came out with the threats. You know what I'm saying? Damn.
Coco, if you're listening or tuned into this show, they come out Regina again. See?
Yeah.
You get Coco's cousin, Regina. Oh, Regina, that's my girl. Regina ain't gonna step to me. She gonna come dunk on your ass.
We've never even met Regina. She's become a meme on the show.
Yeah, a meme on the show.
She's become a meme on the show. 6 foot. What did they say? 6'2"?
6'2" female. Yeah.
6'2".
I bet she got some legs on her. And she can work a runway probably. Shoot.
You know what? You is stupid.
She can work a runway.
Look, ain't nothing wrong with being tall. Absolutely nothing.
Not at all.
No.
But you know what? Sometimes people don't even know their natural height. Like I went to the doctor, come to find all this years I was putting down 5'7". I'm only 5'4".
You and me are the same height then.
Yeah, I'm only 5'4". I was like, really? I was like, Doc, you sure? He's like, stand over here. He's like, you 5'4". I said, I've been pulling on my license, 5'7", everything 5'7".
Right.
I'm only 5'4".
I'm surprised the DMV doesn't check you on that.
Well, the DMV ain't got time to take heights. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have time to take correct eye exams.
Right. I just got I just got weighed for the first time in like 2 years, and I just got measured again. So now I can confidently say, yes, I am 5'4".
Yeah. So they ain't got time to do that. And sometimes them damn eye exams at the DMV, like I shouldn't have passed. I'll tell you that. They told me I passed. I was looking, I took my eye exam. I had to take an eye exam at the DMV to get my New York license. And they told me I passed. I just know I was going to fail. I knew they was going to tell me, no, ma'am, I'm sorry. It ain't happening, but they passed. They passed me. What?
Wait, why would you put yourself out there like that? It's like, oh, I knew I was going to fail.
Because my eyes are like, my sight, shoot.
Right.
You know what it is? I'm nearsighted. No, what is it? I can see things far away better than I can see things near.
You're farsighted.
Farsighted.
Yeah. You're farsighted. I'm nearsighted. I can see things better close up than I can far away. And I have astigmatism, so it's couldn't win on that one.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I do apologize for the delay, but shout out to my co-host for holding down everything while I look totally distracted, trying to get all the things that a great producer is supposed to get done during a live broadcast. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to get into Artistry Tuesday with Dantes Alexander coming to the stage.
Hey guys, how are you? Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, excuse my Gap Band hat. I'm really feeling
I like the Gap Band. I'm feeling it. I love it.
I love my Gap Band hat.
Listen, if you're feeling the vibe,
in honor of the Delphonics, who are headlining the show. We're getting ready to do the show coming up on September 12th. So I'm just getting my 70s feel on right now. I'm feeling it. What y'all think?
Nothing wrong with that. I get it.
We approve.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the show. So glad to have you. We're so excited. We've been waiting for this all week.
Yeah, I've been really excited too. Just trying to stay, full of energy and upbeat. It's so hard to stay full of energy when there's so much stuff going on out here today. So, yeah.
Cool. And where you at right now?
Right. I just got back to Chicago. I got back to Chicago yesterday. Okay. So you guys probably have seen some photos of me running around the lake on the boat yesterday.
Right.
So yeah, happy to be home for the short time that I am.
Chi-Town. I love that. That's a dope city. That's like a very dope, sexy, thugged out city. It's neck and neck with New York, but there's something different about Chi-Town that I like. Maybe because I haven't lived there. I've just been visiting.
Well, Chicago is it's a city, no doubt, right? But it's that's what I think people describe as the second city, being the place that's intermediary of New York and California. So we really are the second city. Everybody comes here, outside of New York to take care of business.
Definitely the windy city, because Chicago gets cold.
I hear.
You know what, you guys, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. At Four Seasons, there's 4 seasons of loneliness and love everywhere, and Chicago just happens to have that. So
yeah, but it's definitely dope out there.
It like, as far as like, I live in Connecticut. Tasha lives in New York. We have the same weather. It's some of the times when they say if you don't like the weather and if you don't like the weather here, just wait 5 minutes because it's constantly changing. Like half the time, it's like, oh, don't put your winter clothes away just yet, and it's supposed to be spring. Don't put your winter clothes away just yet, because as soon as it hits 60 or 70, it goes right back down to 30. Like,
right, exactly. So you living out in Chi-Town, Deontay? Okay.
Yeah. You know what, Chicago, I mean, we have, I'm not going to say we had a mild winter last year. Last year, the winter was pretty interesting. But I think, when you grow up, in a place where there's, 4 seasons, you expect all of those 4 seasons, the heat and the snow, that balance. So I dig it, but I'm not going to complain about, my Hawaii, I
love Hawaii too.
Hawaii abode. No, not at all.
Yeah.
Never been. So
So what we want you to do, because we know who you are, you know, a lot of people know who you are, but why don't you give the audience, the new audience and everything, and the young ones out there too, let them know who you are and what you do. I'm just so excited. And I want to know about that video.
Who am I?
Who are Dantes? That's
Who am
right.
I am a pretty cool, down-to-earth guy. I am Dantes Alexander to many, but Dantes to some. So if you are privileged to know me just as Dantes, then you are considered to be a friend. I have been on Showtime's Work in Progress, first season. I'm a Chicago Music Award nominee, and I have music and video games and all types of cool stuff happening.
Oh, go ahead and flex, man. Go ahead and flex.
Go ahead and flex. Because you got that New Jack City one coming out. Is that part of like, is that like a spinoff or part of like a song or something?
So the New Jack City project, so the album actually came out in June. The EP came out August 27th, and the video game came out June 4th as well. So it's not necessarily a sequel. It's a standalone derivative of New Jack City, but created in my image and what New Jack City means to me. So yeah.
All right.
Wow. So, and that's interesting. That what gave you the idea, I guess, to like, you know, team it up or turn it into a video game, though?
Right.
I think me and DJ talked about this a lot. We, you know, right, you know, in this day and age, I think it's just important for people to want to have something tangible that they can feel and touch. Most people nowadays don't believe that music is something that you can physically see and touch or even pay for. So in order to make that connection, you have to have something that people can touch and feel and see and, you know, all of that stuff. So that was just the idea behind that. I mean, we you know, were just trying to, you know, do something innovative, obviously, but do something that was true to Dantes and what Dantes likes and what everybody likes. Everybody likes games, you know, so we did a mobile game, and, you know, we have a PC game. The PC game's been downloaded close to like 2,000 times thus far. Mobile game, we haven't got as many downloads, but that's okay because people are still playing the PC game. I'm cool with that. But it's a good game. I think DJ's played it a few times. I think he didn't get past the first level. Is that right, DJ?
Right. It just took me for a little, but I'm gonna get back into it. I'm definitely got some time on my schedule now to get back focused on it.
I'm not a game person. I gotta get, and there's all this stuff that y'all left me behind at Atari, I think. I'm sorry. That's why I stopped at. So I'm just like, anything after Atari, I don't know. These games, they be coming out, these boxes, these PS3s, Xboxes, just doing too much. They too advanced for me. Give me the Atari with the cartridge.
Well, see, that's really bad because, you know, video games are, and we're now in the future is now present, if that makes sense. So video games is actually the number one media format in this country. It far supersedes music. Video games is it. So we wanted to combine both mediums. So yeah, you got it. Video games are important. Like you can tell a really big story full of all of the bells and whistles, special effects, everything in a video game. And so it only makes sense to you know, combine that with music, with all of my albums. All of my albums are more or less like an audiobook, as nerdy as it sounds. You know, I like a lot of interludes. You know, we want people to be, you know, interested in the story and know what the story is. So there's all of those components in my project, and it's just about having the, you know, the space to connect the dots and just have this Dantes character, you know, exist in this New Jack City world. And a lot of people think that it's a, you know, that it's a sequel, but, you know, my New Jack City is New Jack City that's filled with a lot of singing, a lot of dancing. Niggas get their asses beat. There is no shooting in New Jack City. In my New Jack City, people get their ass beat. You know, people fight, they get their ass beat. You know, cars get stolen. I mean, this is Chicago. It's not a far stretch to say that this is not the truth, obviously, but that's New Jack City. You know, that's where I'm from, and I'm proud of it.
So I got a question. Oops, I'm sorry, Natasha.
No, go ahead. Because you know, I know I got a big mouth. I always go ahead.
Okay, so I have a question since we're on the subject of games and why you created it in the first place. Do you have a favorite game currently, or what is something that you always love to play, whether as a kid or as an adult now?
I still play the video game quite a bit now, honestly. I haven't had as much time over the last month and a half because I'm preparing for shows and getting ready to go on tour. But I've grown up with video games, so everything from Call of Duty to Fortnite. Man, there's a lot of leg room, in between there too. I like my first person shooters. I like my Mortal Kombat. I like my Batman. I'm a guy. I mean, shit. I like my fucking video games.
I got you. No,
that's a guy thing. That's something that you got. Don't take away his video games. So this New Jack City, I guess you can play it on the Xbox and PlayStation and stuff, right?
No, so you can actually they're only available on mobile and PC.
Okay.
Those are the two dominant formats. So and rightfully so. If you go to the Xbox app right now, you can actually play your video games that you've purchased directly to your phone. So Microsoft has won this war by taking it a step further.
Right.
So
let's say it's a PS5 level to nothing, but
let's get into a little history of Dante. So now let's talk about when you first started, because you do everything. So I mean, what was your first start? Was it acting or singing? Like what was your first okay, this is what I gotta do. I know this is what I want to do. What was it? Was it singing first or acting?
I would definitely say singing first. Growing up, I grew up in a group home, and around 12 other boys, and every year we would put on celebrations in front of this whole entire campus. So when I say group home, I don't want you to think of it like a group home. I mean, this is like college campus, literally full of fucking kids. So this was not RuPaul's School for Girls by any means. It was more like fucking Lord of the Flies.
Right.
But every year we would put on these performances. We would have Chris Zorch from the Chicago Bears would drop by. We'd have all types of celebrities who would actually come by the campus to watch us actually perform and put on these events. I tap dance, as a child. I did a lot of opera as a child. I still have vivid memories of running around the house singing fucking Andrew Lloyd Webber Cats and Phantom of the Opera and all of these things. So it was it was definitely definitely a singing thing, and I used to get picked on a lot because I could always get my notes right. Of course, everybody had their their different strengths. There were some other kids in the house who were better dancers than I was. But either way, I was groomed for the shit, and I'm very thankful, for those experiences, because we all know how important it is for parents to nurture, children's talent. So I just want to, tell them thank you.
Very important. Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Very important.
So you were into you were also into different types of art, like you've mentioned plays like Cats and also things like opera. Opera to me is very interesting. My other question was going to be, have you seen the new Cats and what do you think of it? But no, see a lot of people that I have met that have been in the that have worked in that area, they either like it for what it is or completely despise it or have not seen it, do not want to see it. That's it. So
I think what turned people off about it, I'm going to be completely honest with you. Sometimes, right, having modern technology is not always a good thing, right? So,
right?
Yeah, I mean, so first of all, it is Cats, and it's a play, and I think that we tend to forget that sometimes as we're trying to make that connection from the stage to the film. There was no reason to be superimposing cat-like features on. Like it's okay to be campy. That's what people go to see it for. Like, so.
Do you think it would have done better if they just kept people in suits instead of CG?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, let's go back to say like Ninja Turtles, like the old school Ninja Turtles from like the early '90s. Would you rather have seen that, or would you have dealt with the CGI turtles?
I've dealt with all of them. Honestly, nothing beats the '90s version of me, but I'll give the new one its props.
Yeah, that's what, yeah. I agree. You got it. That's all you can do is just give them the props.
That's it.
It's like you read my mind right there. I'm
right. So, going back to the acting and everything, who was some of your greatest and biggest, your influences?
I'm always a fan of an underdog. I'm always a fan of people who keep it real. I love John Witherspoon. I didn't even know John Witherspoon, but I learned one of the most important lessons in the world from John Witherspoon. And not very many people will tell you the real when it comes to this business. There are a lot of us who live fucking paycheck to paycheck in this business, and guess what? That's okay. But John Witherspoon, I think the biggest thing that I learned from him was saying when he said that he took the job Friday so he could pay his fucking rent. And his rent back then was $5,000. So for me, as a person who operates and lives off of that type of income situation, that was the best thing that I could have heard from him, was to say, hey, nigga, pay your rent up 2 to 3 months, because you may not know when you're going to have another motherfucker.
Right.
So it's real, right? Everybody likes to pretend like they run around with, the Mercedes and shit and all of that. But I'm here to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, because I've come from Hollywood, to tell you that it's all a show. Groups, who are like Digital Underground, for example. Shout out to them. Unfortunately, they had to reschedule tonight. What makes people like that enduring to the culture is that they keep it real. I think like with me also too, I always try and come across as natural and authentic as possible. That's just very important for me, and I think it's important for all of us as we continue to go forward in life. So love John Witherspoon. Shout out to John Witherspoon, one of my major influences. I also am a huge fan of Lord, like, just God bless this man. I was watching a film yesterday. I had no idea that Spike Lee had directed it, and it wasn't even in the Spike Lee genre. You understand what I'm saying? It wasn't a We Woke project. Spike Lee has been so woke that nigga's blind by now. I love anybody, like we talked about, anybody who is the underdog and who's in it to do it for themselves and to do it the way that they choose to. And I feel like everybody that I have named, when we talk about music and we talk about film, these are all people who have done their career the way that they chose to do it and have done it authentically.
Right. Yeah. And then, we just lost one great actor, Michael Williams. Lord, like, ooh,
that's a big loss. I got a message from a famous friend this morning at 8 o'clock in the morning from Germany, so I had to pay for that message. But John, I'm not gonna say the person's name, but Michael was a very special person, and as you guys know, a large portion of my music has to deal with house music and electronic music. And if you all don't know that, he was an elder to that scene. So if you guys all go and look at Crystal Waters, the legendary Crystal Waters music videos, you will see him there in some of his first roles.
Wow.
100% Pure Love. He was a dancer.
That's taking away back.
Wow.
Yeah, he's been in it. This is a legendary man. Like, fuck the acting. Like, he started as a dancer. 100% Pure Love, Gypsy Woman, Homeless. He was in all of these videos. This is how he started. Okay. So that death really does reverberate through so many different industries. Even if you try to turn your eye away from it, you know, it still does ripple effect down to, you know, to the littlest person. You know, so I just want to send, you know, a lot of love and respect to, you know, his family and to the Crystal Waters camp, wherever she may be right now, because that was her baby. You know, so it's very tragic. The world has definitely lost an iconic soul. For all of us who grew up in the early 2000s watching The fucking Wire, you know, we watched this character. We grew with that character. We knew that character because we all had somebody like that, you know, in our family, which is what makes this death even more tragic, because even more so, this is somebody who shares the same struggles, right, that some of our family members share. So, you know, it's not our place to understand people's addictions, but it's our place to love, support, and check up on and tell people that we love them and shit, because, you know, this is the reality of you know, of the business. You know, everybody's successful, everybody does what they do, but at the end of the night you go home by yourself and you're by yourself. So I want to send a lot of love and respect and joy to his family, and again to the Crystal Waters camp. Yeah, a very, 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 very monumental loss, and I would encourage everybody who's watching this right now, listening to, and just in his memory, go pull up some original Crystal Waters stuff. Look at the video, get your kicks. If you didn't know that was him, now you know.
Yeah, that's crazy. Adrian Fawcett. Wow. God bless his family. Everyone I heard on the radio today only had wonderful things to say about him. Yeah, that was a big loss. Like, everybody was just like, oh God, people was just like hurt. Like,
yeah. It's not very often that we have one of us. Yeah. If that makes any sense. He was one of us. There were no heirs. There were no pretenses. There were no, I'm Mr. Williams, none of that shit. It was, you know, I'm a good guy. You know, I fucking like music. I just happen to act, and I'm a creative soul, and I'm gonna just give you everything that I have. And that's really how he was.
Right. So, let's talk about, like, what was one of your biggest breaks though for you as far as like getting into the industry acting wise?
You know, to be honest with you, I've done so many little things that they've all added up to be a big thing.
Right. So anything little can be big too. So I'm not saying.
You know what? How I actually got into I'm probably gonna give my age now, because like I just turned 29, so I'll be 30 in a little bit.
Oh, yeah, my age now. Listen, let me tell you
my age now. I'm older than you, bro.
Right. I'm older than you, so listen.
Well, the reason why I say that is because the very first film job that I actually booked was Divergent. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Divergent.
Yes, okay. I was on Divergent. I was actually
didn't do all that well, but you know, yeah.
I don't care. The check cleared.
Right. Yeah.
You got them coins. So
there you go. You got the check.
The check cleared, honey. Again, that's all I care about. Hello, I just want my little pink voucher. Hello. But that was the very first job that I actually booked and I cleared. I was in the Divergent faction. So if anybody remembers that movie, I don't know if you guys remember the crawling through the mud and all of that shit. Guess what? Your boy was out there getting all wet and sprayed down with the hose and shit, so we can make the movie all cool for y'all. You're welcome. So that was the very first job that I did, and I believe that was in 2010. From there, I did an American Airlines commercial. After I did the American Airlines commercial, I did some modeling for a few fashion houses here in America, and then from that, I guess my 15 minutes, you know, got extended to 30, and then I was. You know, at a casting press, which is a show about LGBTQ people, and I worked pretty much on that whole show for about 6 months. Amen. And that was it. That was the moment where people recognize my face. They're like, "Oh my goodness, it's Dantes." And it literally was, you know, it literally was about 15 minutes, but every little background job that I had worked me up in front of the camera. So, you know, a wonderful experience. You know, shout out to Abby McAney and all of the stars of Work in Progress who are filming season 2. Amazing opportunity. So grateful for that, you know, for that time. And since that time, you know, I've primarily been focusing on my music, and I have not looked back. I won't say that I won't be you know, delving more, you know, back into film projects. But in order for me to do a film project at this point, it has to be something that Dantes likes. It has to be something that, you know, Dantes is just in a different space right now. I am the conductor of my train right now, and I don't like when people tell me how the fuck I need to drive my train. It's almost like being in the military.
Nobody's
I mean, people think film is, you know, this shit's not easy. You know, being in film is almost like being in the equivalent of doing fucking Broadway every night. You know what time you're gonna go on. You're gonna say the same shit every day, and you're gonna do this shit until you get it fucking right. And if you're on the fucking set for 23 hours, guess what? You're on the set for 23 hours. There is no crying about it. There is no, oh, I'm tired. You know, I had some long days. You know, I would go in on the set. What time is it now? 5 o'clock. I you know, get checked in, do all of that, and I wouldn't get off set until 3 o'clock in the morning. That's hard work. That's very hard work. I don't think people understand how hard it is.
No, respect.
You know, I'm not like I said, I'm not interested in anyone telling me how I need to pilot my damn train. So if I can, you know, hop on board a project that is going to sync with my band, and I'm all for it. The challenge is just finding things that, you know, resonate strongly with me. With this New Jack City project, it was, hi, Adrian. But you know, I hate trying to be anything other than what I was. You know, I feel like my first thing was like "So Below," which was probably my most popular song. It's been played over 2 million times on the radio. All of that shit was just polished. And the New Jack City project to me represents an unpolishedness. And if anybody remembers the rawness of Mary J. Blige's first project and that whole trying to stumble around and trying to figure out who the hell you are and all that shit, this shit is real. And both of these projects are a symbiosis of that and where I am right now, because you guys have to remember all of this shit just happened to me too. It seems like it's been you know, it has been a long time, but when it happened, it happened. So I'm still trying to, you know, navigate this, you know, this spectrum and do things the way that I want to do it, and not have, you know, people tell me, oh, you need to do it this way. So yeah.
Right.
No, that's awesome, man. I honestly, I look at things like, you know, like acting and things like that, and I look at some people in my family. My sister, she directs plays, right? And she's been doing stuff like that since high school. Her energy has always been pointed in that direction. So every time she has a project or whatever, I'm like, she's gonna do her thing. But sometimes she gets stressed out. But it's just, you know, it's a part of everything. Once it's done, it's like you can say, yeah, I helped do that. That was blood, sweat, and tears, and a lot of support, but it got done. And look at it now, right?
Oh yeah, I want to agree with that. I mean, it's like giving birth. I have no kids, y'all, and do not plan on having any for probably the next 10 to 15 years.
That's okay.
Nothing wrong with that.
But you know, like you said, you know, you champion your project because it's your sweat, blood, and tears. You know, and I'm not sure, you know, how she would feel, but I would think that if she got involved in another project, she would want it to be something that lines up with her values and where she is as a human. And that's very important for her. I think for all artists, but now so more than ever in this new awakened age where we are, people want to make sure that they are represented and that they see themselves in people. And that's why I mean, it's so important to be yourself, and just making sure that you take the right projects that are going to touch someone. That's really why I got into this business. You know, I think everybody who gets into this business has a need to either be loved or B, to teach a sonic message or present a visual message to the masses. And if you are able to, make that connection with your art, through that blood, sweat, and tears that you were talking about, then you've already won. And that's the best joy for any creator to see, their child, grow legs and get up and start walking,
So let me ask you, who would like from today, like with everything going on with the actors, who are some of the actors right now you say that you would love to work on a project with?
You know what? To be honest with you, there are not enough American Black actors that I see getting work. I do get a bit frustrated when I see the Cynthia Erivos come over and do our Black American queens, or other Black American legacy projects who aren't actually African American. That bothers me. So I can't necessarily say that there are a lot that I would like to work with at this point, because we have a lot of that right now. And I no disrespect to the Brits, but I, as a African American and American, because that's what separates us, I want to say that. My history, I can't tell you about Margaret Thatcher because I don't know nothing about that shit. Just like you can't tell me nothing about Dr. King because you don't know nothing about that. I'm gonna leave that alone.
No, you do. No, you do have a point. I did hear once that someone argued that just like they come over here to get certain projects, we've also been certain actors have also been imitating them as far as accents and things like that when we do certain films. So
right, exactly. But that's my issue. There are so many talented African Americans who can put on a little tie. I mean, it bothers me when I see the boy from Star Wars, John Bodega, running around like he's from fucking Detroit when he talks like this and he likes briskets and crumpets and stuff. I mean, it's unauthentic is what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah, I hear you.
And to a real nigga, that's white. That's almost like whitewashing. You might as well go ahead and put on a little makeup.
Right. Got you. So moving on to I'm sorry, go ahead. You have Adrian cracking up.
Adrian's cracking up.
Well, this is who they want. I'm at home.
Word.
But she said, what about Idris Elba?
You know what? You guys give Idris a pass too, but you guys forget that he's also English too. I don't have a problem with him because he's actually worked enough on his fucking accent to pass.
Yeah, because that Stringer Bell got me. And then when I heard the English, I was like, what's going on with this? Which Stringer Bell?
Yeah, because it's almost like, when you jump in between. So, I have some employees from my company who are English. So when I'm on the phone with them, it just hello, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like it's almost like you become a new person, but the key thing is to always try and just have a little authenticity. It just gets his pass. He cool. He doesn't pretend to be anything other than he is. He's just a good fucking English boy. And that's that. But to the bodegas and everybody, Boyega, excuse me. I go to the bodega with my jewelry. I don't care for those types of characters. And I'm gonna say that again. I have a lot of respect for our beautiful African American actors and actresses. I'm talking about the Omar Epps. I'm talking about you know, who, like, you understand what I'm saying, right? Like, yeah. I don't even see. I can't even focus straight because there's so much of that English shit right now in my coffee. Like,
oh, they serving you crumpets right now.
look, I can't. Look. I love the European fashion houses. I'm down for, you know, curtsying and, you know, and doing all of that. But, you know, this is 2021. Black people are just as awake as the white people are. So you cannot continue to pull the wool like that. Even with, you know, like, no, that's not acceptable. Like, I get very upset. I'm getting upset again just thinking about all of these great roles that were written specifically for African American actors, but because of who was directing the project, it went, well, excuse me, who produced the project, because the producer is the one who goes to solicit the funds. We're gonna give you guys a breakdown on how this shit works, okay? Because the producer is the one who goes to solicit the funds. So if Big Daddy White Bank say they don't want all my F's in this film, go get the bodega dude. They're gonna go get the bodega dude. Boyega, excuse me. I keep thinking about the bodega with my jewelry.
Wow. Okay. So fast forward into this New Jack City project. I mean, that just sounds like, I mean, the name itself, you know, just like, I can just imagine, like, is it just you alone? Are you working on the whole project? Or you can like doing the whole project by yourself? Because it seems like you like to just have control over, like, do everything because the way you want it to be done, the way you want it to be done. Or do you have other people on a project with you, helping you?
I mean, I primarily produce and write everything myself. I have my chief engineer that I work with, so once the track is actually done and everything's to my liking, I send it out to him and he'll send me back my pancakes. You know, it is it's very much a team operation, you know, from, you know, our game design wing. We have another game that's getting ready to come out very shortly, not related to the New Jack City world. But you know, I like to work with people who share the same vision that I do. And my vision just simply is just always to be great and to not be another can in the damn assembly line. You know, everybody wants to be musicians. Everybody wants to, you know, be an actor. Okay. But can you, like you actually said, can you actually deliver the product? Can you put the product out? Can you put it out to the best of your ability? You know, and these are things that are, you know, things that are important to me. I love Prince very much. Not just Prince, but I love, you know, any artist who was a master of their craft. And when you are a master of your craft and you spend, you know, 24 hours a day in your room with a piano, sweating it out, writing tunes and shit, you know, the last thing you want is a motherfucker coming along telling you how your fucking album or how your script should read or sound.
Right.
You know, if I was a little boy and I needed some help with, you know, understanding my music notes and I needed a little coin, then sure, we can play the record label route. But we grown folks over here.
Right. Yeah.
We don't need that coin, and that's the thing. And I'm gonna brag for a little bit. So see, I'm not signed to a motherfucking Epic Records. My bank balance didn't need to be that big in order to get, you know, a multi-platinum plaque, baby. Like, like, you know, like being independent is what it is. You know, yeah. When we take control of our destiny as people, and you go that extra mile to rear your child, just as you would in real life, you're gonna be successful. You're gonna be successful. There is no doubt about it, because most people can't even get the baby to stand up and fucking walk. You're gonna be successful, you know. And when I met DJ, when I first came to his show, it literally was just DJ.
Respect.
And now look at it.
How did you guys meet, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, you know, we actually met through my publicist. Shout out to Miss Eileen. Yeah, we met through Miss Eileen, my publicist, and we've been good friends ever since. That's my guy. I have a lot of love and respect for him. You know, we talk off script, on script. We talk about whatever we want. But you know, I'm just grateful that you guys are here. There are not very many you know, platforms where you can talk freely about things that are, you know, are on your mind. Generally, when I do interviews, you know, I've always tried to be very approachable and respectful and all of those things. But sometimes it is very much necessary to have some real motherfucking talk. And
yeah,
no, that's the truth. That's the truth.
That's the truth.
You know, and I'm serious. You know, like we need platforms like that where
we know a few people
speak about
like
what
that,
it is.
platforms like that.
Yeah.
Well, except for the block.
Yeah, I downloaded the app. I haven't set up a username or anything. I haven't downloaded, so.
What's up? Come up on the block. Let me tell you something. We don't mute your stuff. We don't restrict you. You don't get put in jail for nothing. Okay, you come on and do what you want to do, as long as you're not threatening anybody's life.
Right. Keep it peaceful.
Come over to the block and do what you want to do. Like, for instance, I was on we had a show, Artistry Tuesday, a few weeks ago, and we had some artists freestyling on some old school track, like Treacherous 3 and all that stuff, Heartbeat track and everything. And in the middle of it, and thank God we stream live on the block at the same time on other platforms. In the middle of Facebook muted it. Like, just instance. It usually take them a little bit of time to catch up with it and stuff, but now it's like they got like an evil genius sitting somewhere just waiting and pressing a button to mute.
The technology now is just getting to the point now where, you know, the police have even gotten wise to that now. You know, they are actually starting to play music when you stop to record them. If you notice that they're doing anything and you try and pull your camera out to record them, they'll play music from their phone in the hopes that
I have not heard of that trick.
The video down. Yes.
How's that? That should be a code of conduct, though. A code of like how are you going to be a police officer and start playing music and you pull somebody over? Like,
well, I mean, you know, you remember when we would get on the phone and they say this call is being recorded for quality assurance? Yes. Yeah, so I guess that's their idea of saying, you can't record this motherfucker because we about to whip your ass, quality assurance.
Hey, you know what? And it's, you know, it's just been like so like heartbreaking with everything that's been going on. With from back in 2020, we had the COVID hit, and then right after that, and everything in the middle of that. Matter of fact, we had like the thing with George Floyd and everything. Just all of this Black Lives Matter and stuff. How did that like change or influence or actually affect your music creatively? Like,
I don't think it did. I mean, you've heard my mouth. I've always been pro-Black. I'm always going to be pro-Black. All of my music is always in that space. You know, we did Killer in 2018, and 2020 we did Killer Remix. And I think DJ, you remember that song.
Correct.
I mean, hey, you know, racism, you know, in a world with, you know, children is a very poisonous thing. I didn't grow up in, you know, in a place where I was looking actually at other kids' color. I was having that conversation, I think, with my brother the other day. You know, early 90s, even at that point, I think in some parts of America, I think we were already at that point where, you know, our kids, maybe for the first time in some of our families, were already starting to experience, you know, being around, you know, different groups of people. So when the George Floyd incident happened, you know, for everybody, not just me, you know, I think it was a goddamn. We're still here. How can we, you know, how can we still be here? You know, this is post Obama 2.0 new world that we're living in, right? How can we still be there? But the truth of the matter is we'll always be there because America has not actually dealt with its truth. If Joe Biden were to come out right now and to apologize to all of the African Americans in this country, I guarantee you we would see a decrease in certain types of behaviors in this country. If President Clinton can apologize to the Hawaiians, whom their fucking land was stolen from, you think the African Americans are not owed a fucking apology? Fuck George. I mean, fuck all of the shit that's going on now. What about the shit that's been going on for forever? I mean,
centuries at this point.
Yeah.
The most I've heard Biden say regarding that is that one interview he did with Charlemagne the God, where he says, if you don't vote for me, you're not black, or some crap like that. And that because I ain't got nothing against the guy, but it just seemed like his whole platform was, we got to get Trump out of office. So what you gonna do, bro? Like what's happening here?
I will say this about Biden. I think what he's trying to do is admirable, but I don't think he's doing enough. I'm a student of history, right? Because as an actor, right, and a musician, right, obviously a playwright, anything, that's your fucking job. You're supposed to know history,
right?
I believe that he just needs to flat out come out and just say it. He just needs to say it. Especially coming out of Donald Trump into what we just did, that would have been the appropriate thing to say. First off, would be on behalf of the American country. Fuck all of them taking knees and shit. Them motherfuckers look like idiots in Congress doing that shit. Fucking Nancy Pelosi with kente cloths and shit. Just shows how fucking disconnected y'all are. Because we don't even wear fucking kente cloth. Anywho, but if he would have actually just come out and say that, you guys, I think we would have better race relations. If President Clinton, again, I'm gonna say this again, every race has gotten an apology and even some form of reparation for their service. And I'm gonna call it a fucking service because we were in service to this country, just like the fucking Japanese were. Everybody has played their fucking part. So we deserve, reparations, and I'm gonna continue to scream that shit until the high mountains fall. And if you are Caucasian and you don't understand that, then that's your problem. That's not my problem, and that's not my people's problem. The problem is that America still has this 17th century colonizer attitude, and Afghanistan, unfortunately, is an example of that.
Right.
We did not have to go in there and disrupt those fucking people's lives. I don't care what anybody says. When this war started, I was a fucking sophomore in high school, and now here I am on the cusp of my fucking 30th fucking birthday, and we still talking about this motherfucking shit. America has a serious problem with race relations, not just here, but all over the fucking world. And until America gets its shit together and stop pretending like they're the great colonizer, they're going to fucking fall. Look at what happened to Europe. Even all-powerful Europe is not, even all-powerful England is not as powerful as it once was in the fucking 19th century. They've watched their fucking kingdom just... So, I mean, it's inevitable that it's going to happen to America too. So we just need to be ready for that to come, and it is going to happen. This is the rules of engagement. This is the rules of war. And I think for all Black people, I think it's very important for us to know our place in the world, how we fit into the world, and just be very mindful of everything that's going on and to not be tricked by the hocus pocus and the mirrors. Joe Biden is attempting to recreate a New Deal type scenario from the Roosevelt days, which is admirable. But, we have a lot of systemic issues that we have to address. Again, I'm going to continue to say it. This is someone who could easily go up and say, let's get an apology. Let's do more affirmative action type things for not just Black people, but all marginalized and brown people, so that we can level the playing field. This is not a poor versus rich thing anymore. This is a class thing, and America is just back where we were literally in the 60s. And so if we don't all wake up to that and start demanding more from our politicians, I don't give a fuck if they're Democratic or Republican. You could be a donkey or you could be an ass. It don't matter. I mean,
you got that right.
So we got a hello from the audience real quick. From Coco, from our our Chopsticks and Hot Cheetos fan club president.
Hey.
Coco sends her love.
Hello. Hey. I like Flaming Hots and cream cheese though.
Really? Well, no, Coco, she sit up there, she eat her Cheetos with chopsticks. Like, yeah. That bugged me out. She got a bowl
with it too, like.
And she be eating it with chopsticks, and
she don't want that red powder on her hands. She don't want that powder on her hands.
Right? Yeah, I had to realize that. I don't think we know what that's kind of smart because like you can't do it with a fork.
Stop being extra, girl.
Can't do it with a fork. So, besides the New Jack City project, what else we can be expecting from the Dantes in the future?
She says chopsticks and the hot Cheetos, baby.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we have the New Jack City 2 EP is actually out now. So that will hopefully keep everybody's body grooving until the end of the year. We might have some additional surprises, coming down the line. I'll give a few bones, but I won't give too much. I do have a Halloween song that I'm getting ready to record. Which I'm excited about that. Remember, I always tell you guys to be great, to be legendary, to not be fucking normal. Who the fuck in this day and age cut Halloween songs unless you Michael Jackson? Hello. So yeah, that's coming next. Tons and tons of videos. We have tons and tons of videos that still have yet to be shot. I also just brought on board someone from the real Milli Vanilli. She was a singer for the real Milli Vanilli and Master Boy and a couple of other groups. I'm excited to work with her and help her find her R&B edge. And
actually like one of these singers faking it for them. Like I don't mean like that, but she was, because you said one of the Milli Vanilli. She was one of their singers. Like she did all their tracks. Like
well, the thing that everybody needs to understand about Milli Vanilli is Milli Vanilli was a group of people. You had the beautiful men who got out there and lip synced and danced, but Milli Vanilli was a group of people.
Okay. I can see that.
It was a group of people. So she is a very legendary figure outside of that. I mean, she sang with Michael Jackson. She sang with Prince. She's a very, very, very talented woman. And I'm just very excited to turn her into my Tina Marie. And we don't stop over here at Dwarf Planet. We always have some aces up our holes. We just keep going. I mean, like I said, the New Jack City project's out. It's actually doing very well. We're hovering about 100,000 streams on the album. The EP came out 2 weeks ago. We're at about 20,000 streams.
Wow.
Thank you guys.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's it really. The rest of my year is rolling out the Halloween song. We have another video game that's getting ready to come out that has nothing to do with New Jack City. And then we have the fabulous Miss Linda Rocco. I want you guys to do a little Googling so you guys can look her up. She's got a fabulous soprano voice. Linda Rocco.
Linda Rocco.
She's probably gonna laugh when she hears this. When she hears this interview and she sees it, because she's like, "Oh my God, you were talking about me."
That's a dope name. I love that. No, I love that name. She's got a nice flow.
Yeah.
She's definitely a amazing woman. So you guys should give her a quick Google later on tonight.
Yeah, we'll do. I'm putting that on my list right
You know,
now.
just sitting here chopping it up with you. It's like you're 29 going on 30. Are you 30 yet? Which one of it?
No, not yet. Hallelujah.
You're almost. Well, let me tell you something.
It's not that bad, man. It's not that bad.
But it's like first of all, it just seems like you've done just so much.
Right.
Already. Like, because you got people at your age who's just like breaking into this. You understand what I'm saying? You done been there, done that, did so much. And then also just the way you communicate, and it's like you just have an older soul too and everything. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's just like it's like you don't see that too often and stuff. I don't want to say you're very mature, but it's just also something about you that's just giving me like a older soul vibe and stuff. And and I know that's
music is the best teacher, and film is the best advocate. So when you grow up and you're surrounded by both of those things, you are going to come out representing Black excellence in the best way. And that is why I speak the way I speak. That's the reason why I handle my business the way that I handle my business. It's just because I came from that crop.
Right.
When people actually valued education, and we sat down at home while everybody was getting their ass whoopings. We were writing cursive cursive words. We were writing stuff out of the dictionary. I mean, the shit was real. I mean, it was real. I mean, but I'm grateful for all of that tutelage. And if it didn't happen, I mean, there might be a lesser man standing here in front of you today. So I don't know.
Right. Do you ever see yourself in the future, like, well, you probably could already be doing it, like going out there, like just starting getting some talent and building, new talent up yourself, like new singers and stuff?
Oh, we already have that.
We already have that, which I pretty much figured you did. Yeah,
we're already doing that. But see, I'm only interested in people. It's very difficult to break an act. I don't give a fuck how great you are and how great you think you are, but it costs a lot of money to break an act. Okay, record labels spend millions and millions of dollars on motherfuckers that you've never even heard of. Think back to all of the music that you've heard in your lifetime, and just think back to 106 and Park when we was running home from school, and all of those videos. Not every one of those guys would break.
Right.
You have to have something a little bit more special than just being a great talent. And everybody that I work with, if you hear the people that I'm naming, these are what we would consider legacy acts at this point. These are people who may or may not need their second win, and who have some stature and clout. I'm not interested in turning a piece of shit into a diamond, because that's impossible. I'm interested in turning a vision into reality. So if you have a vision, you think you got some vision, then hey, and then maybe. But I'm interested in the overall vision of things. Your Planet is a multimedia company with a sole focus on talent, and I mean talent. I'm not interested. I don't do I have auto-tune and all of that shit. But see, I'm in the business, so I know when a motherfucker can sing and rap and when they really can't. I'm not going to be fooled into.
I'm not going to be fooled.
Oh, there you go, boss. Don't let
him. I was loving when you said that with a shade, so I'm not going to be fooled. He makes me change why he was saying that.
I mean, I'm not going to be fooled, guys. Big Sean said it best. Some people paying for their streams. I can see through the smoke and mirrors. Motherfuckers ain't really as big as they sing. Like I said, I'm not going to be fooled by that. I'm only interested in people who actually have talent. And when I say talent, I want you to be able to hit the high notes for the gods. And if you cannot hit the high notes for the gods, you sure in the fuck ain't gonna be able to stand next to the stage with me or any of my famous friends. So it's just not gonna work. It's just not gonna work. People want the old shit. I don't give a fuck if we're in 21.
And that's what I mean about you. That's what you get. You're in that. You ain't right now. You're in this era where you're the same age group as this new sound that's out that I cannot like really get with because I'm old school. I'm from the 80s.
Well,
You know
we
what I'm
grew up with
saying?
Jodeci. I mean, we grew up listening to that shit. We grew up listening to fucking Jodeci, Monica,
Brandy.
people who actually sung. And I know it was, trust me, there was a lot of risk involved for me when it was for me trying to figure out my style and my sound because, right, I do like R&B, I like disco, I like these things, but I also have to try and be current as well, which is why, I incorporated the electronic dance music into it as well.
Right.
But it is very hard when you are trying to carry forward that, that torch of that good home, down home,
Right.
I don't have a pop voice is what I'm saying. We grew up listening to big baritones and bitches that sing. I am operating in this new era representing that old tonality. And it's a blessing because I'm definitely in my own lane. Someone yesterday told me that I was laughing. It was my first time hearing that, but someone yesterday told me that I reminded them of Tom Jones. I didn't know if I should laugh or if I should start crying. Because Tom Jones is a fantastic singer. He's got some iconic hits. Everybody knows she's a lady. But he's someone who still sings and sounds like he's of that era. And that was a very distinctive choice, for me, when it was, time for me to go through artist development. What it was that I wanted to represent and who it was that I wanted to sound like, born in the 90s. So, from 90s to the 2000s, we have a great catalog of R&B, Jodeci, H-Town, Maya, our parents listened to the Gap Band, SOS Band. No, Tom Jones did not sing the theme to the Love Boat. I may be wrong, Adrian. I might be wrong, but yes, Tom Jones does have that big soulful ass voice, and a lot of people get him confused with what is his name? I keep forgetting we are not here. I keep forgetting.
I
mean, you got
artists.
Yes. But yeah, so I like a lot of that music very much, and I don't think it's ever going to change. I do like the Migos, I like Doja Cat, I like all of that shit, but I like me some good old motherfucking home down school R&B.
But that's the thing, because the era I came from, you automatically off the bat, you can tell what the rap songs is, and you can tell what the R&B song is. Nowadays, I can't tell who's a rapper, who's a singer. I just can't.
Oh, wait a minute. So it's funny that you're saying that. So I hung out with someone last week. They were in town doing a show. And he was saying, man, he's like, what happened to Brian McKnight? And I was like, Future.
There you go. Future.
Wow.
Yeah.
But that's because and shout out and love to the OG Brian McKnight. He is a legend. But we are in a time now where Michael McDonald. Thank you. Yes,
okay,
I believe it was Jack Jones who did the logo. Yeah. But we're living in a time now where people are making music at home, and they're making music with the tools that they have around them. And that means more people who actually cannot sing are making music.
Involved. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why I say I'm not going to be fooled, because I can hear a record and hear when the motherfucker's singing off key, even when they have auto tune on. That's why I said I'm not going to be fooled. So while everybody is bobbing and weaving, to Future's record or whoever's record, and they're great records. Will they stand the test of the time? We don't know. Will they have the same type of legacy that a Dr. Dre will or Timbaland will? We don't know. That's still to be seen. But the idea for them is just the ear candy, and that's what the record labels are looking for, is just the ear candy. I'm looking for people to build careers with. I could have easily floated down the river after So Below. That's my biggest song. It's hard to have a sustainable career. A lot of people only are around for 2 to 3 years. If you look at the lifespan of a musician, it usually is it's even shorter now than when it was when we grew up. It's about 2 to 3 years now. If you look at people, like DaBaby or Lil Baby, these motherfuckers are 2 years in. Like they've already reached their peak at 2025. You understand what I'm saying? So the goal now should be to turn your content and your music towards something that is going to last the test of time.
Right.
Bitches ain't gonna be thoughts forever. You're gonna be an old granny too. So that's the thing that we all have to think about, is making music that is going to, stand the test of time. Like Digital Underground, when they set out and they started making, their music, I'm sure, they made their music with every bit of their soul that was important to them. So
and imagination.
Yeah, everything that was important to them, but they also knew how to make music that lasts 30 years. I wasn't even born when these guys, you know what I'm saying? When they first started, I wasn't even born yet. And yet here we are still talking about them. Here we are still talking about Michael Jackson, Jodeci, all of these people. And that's why I distinctively made the choice to stay in the genre that I am in, is because it allows me to focus on building, a career that will allow me to be around in 10 years. Because like I said, So Below that could have been it for me. I could have been a Soulja Boy. No disrespect to Soulja Boy. That's why Kanye West pulled him off his album, because he's not relevant. Did I say that loud? Ooh, that would get me in trouble on here. We were having a discussion about that too, but it's all about, wanting to stay relevant, and Kanye had to pull Soulja off his record because he's not current. He was the one hit wonder. I love Soulja Boy. But he didn't find a way to transition. Everybody can transition. A lot of these guys, that we talk about, like I'm eager, as a musician to see if they're still going to be around, in 20, 30 years. Are we still going to be bumping Big Sean in 30 years?
And it's really interesting that you said, you just said a little earlier that a lot of people getting into this music thing here, they're doing it off of tools at home. And it bugs me out because, see, I'm from the old school, whereas like I'm used to going into studios with reel-to-reels and putting the masters on the DAT tapes and stuff. And they don't do that no more. I'm seeing people with studios on their phone. Like they have a studio, like they have an app for everything that you can just have people walking around with studios to me basically right now. And it's just crazy. And I'm wondering, is it like, and it sounds different. Like you don't get that. To me nowadays, the quality of songs coming out, it's not the same as we used to be in the old school. We used to go in the studios and actually have.
Well, honey, that's because people played their own. What are you complaining for? They don't play no music. They don't.
And that's what. Yeah.
They all pulling from. Look, I'm gonna tell you how this works, okay? Because I make music, so I'm gonna tell you how this shit work, and I'm gonna tell you why everybody shit's down the same, okay? Because there's one central source that everybody pulls, so everybody hears that same tired ass snare drum, and you know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yep.
Motherfuckers don't even know how to chop the snare up and equalize it and flip it out. That's why I said motherfuckers they playing. Cause see, I can take that same snare drum and you'd be like, oh damn, that shit sounds, you understand what I'm saying? But people are chasing the sound. So if you go on YouTube and you type in Drake type beat, people are making beats just solely off of the type now, because that's the sound.
Like Roddy Ricch type, this type, that type. Nobody's being
that type, this type,
right. Nobody's being original.
Yeah, no one is making original music. Even even Lil Nas X. No disrespect to Lil Nas X either, but that nigga bought Old Town Road off of fucking BeatStars.
Yeah, that's where they're getting these beats from, and it's like, why? Nobody's being original at all.
Well, it's because people. I mean, we are in an age now where it's like cookie cutter instant manufacture.
Yeah,
like everybody's a DJ because they have an app now. Everybody's a singer because they have an app now, or they have a computer. Everybody, it's like, you just press the button and it's just like instant, I'm a singer. Everybody's a singer. Everybody's a DJ. It's a good thing and it's a bad thing. I think everybody should always express, their creativity. But the problem is not enough creativity is actually being exhibited. There's a lot of shit that really does sound the same. And I think people don't really know what it means to actually be a musician. If you can't play an instrument, you're not really a musician. So I'm calling all of y'all out. If you can't fucking play a piano, you're not a musician. I mean,
they have about going in the studios and calling up, the dude that's good on the piano, the good dude that's good on the trumpet because you want to use a trumpet or the horn and stuff. You don't get that no more.
No, and taking it back to Digital Underground again. I mean, when you listen to their records and shit, when you listen to their records, not even just their records, but if you listen to anybody's record who came out when music actually still was good, if they couldn't make the sound themselves, guess what? They went and actually hired somebody to do it.
Exactly.
Or they found a record and chopped that piece up so you can, you know what I'm saying? And they were able to still make the record themselves. There's just no creativity anymore. And and a lot of it has to do with the internet. So
yeah, we had an artist up here recently, and he broke it. He has been in the game for a while. He's a rapper from Canada, and he broke it down for us that it was a streaming game.
Yes, streaming. Yeah.
And once he broke that down. He broke that down in like years, not just numbers. But it also, just like you said, with the internet, you got things like Spotify now. Like the Billboard charts are relevant, but not as much as they used to.
I don't care any. Who cares about Bill? I don't give a fuck about Billboard.
You got YouTube music. You got the YouTube music charts. You got iTunes, and you have what's popping right now, TikTok. If you get your songs popping on TikTok, if somebody's doing like a dance or something on TikTok, and your song gets up there, you can have a 15, 20 something minutes of fame, and then that's it. Can you repeat that again? I'm seeing TikTok song lists being done on YouTube now. Like who's popping on TikTok? I'm like, wait a minute.
I just never thought TikTok was something to do for music.
Here's the dangerous thing about all of that though. Look, guys, there is no shortcut to long-term sustaining of success. There's just not. There is not. Every person that you have ever heard of with their song going viral on TikTok, I'm gonna keep it quiet. But where else is it gone? I mean, I'm just being honest with you. We had the sea shanty guy. Everybody remembers that sea shanty guy, right? Okay, that was a cute little gimmick. Where's he at now?
Out of sight and out of mind.
Okay, exactly. So, it's almost like with American Idol, it's the same thing. I don't think people realize that even then there. There is no shortcut to success. You have got to pay your dues. There's no way around it. You can come out and you can have, get lucky and have like your one big hit or whatever. But like if you go viral, you can forget it. That's the worst thing that can ever happen to you. Especially if you don't have any way to turn that into some sustaining success. Because our elders, they were actually musicians. The closest thing to going viral was like a fucking People magazine. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm laughing at that because it's so true.
Yeah.
But if that's almost like, it's like being infamous. If you go viral, that's almost like being infamous. That's not being famous. It's just you have your 15 seconds.
Right.
Like the glue girl. We were all talking about the glue girl, right? Who her dumb ass went viral for putting that glue in her head and shit, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, she thought she was going to have clothing lines and all of that shit. Baby, bye. You went viral. It's over. You a meme. Goodbye.
So now you gotta do something else to F yourself up to get some more fame.
Yeah, you a meme, baby. Goodbye. Because you didn't have no talent anyway to begin with. You wanted to be a meme. You wanted to be viral. Now you got it. So being viral is not all that it's cracked up to be, because once you go viral, you can't turn that into any sustaining success, because it's almost like laughing with you, or laughing at you versus laughing with you.
Respect. So while we're on the subject of streams, it says here that you surpassed 2.4 million streams globally.
Hey,
Like
get that work in, do it, grab that. Get your bragging rights.
I definitely work hard. I talk to, that's one thing I can't say. I can't tell anybody, what to do or how things should go, but I definitely do work hard. I talk to all of my listeners. I talk to all of my fans. I go through each and every like that I get. If I get 50 comments, on a post, I go through and I talk to each person.
You replied to my comment on Instagram, and I just got to say, "Oh, you replied! Look at that!"
I send cards out to my listeners and their families. I love my listeners. They are an extension of Dantes and who I am as a person. So, if you're able to connect with your audience like that, and if they love you and they trust you, they will share everything that you do, just like you should share everything that you do with them. It's a back and forth relationship. It's an exchange of energy. I have 20,000 followers on Instagram, and I damn near know every person's name. So that definitely goes a long way. That's something that a People magazine couldn't do, that's for sure. Being able to, again, have that, that tangible connection. Having the video game, having something that, they can actually touch, being the video game. That, like I said, this is very important. It's very, very important. I've done a lot of radio. I'm always doing an interview. You can ask DJ. My ass works very hard. In fact, I think instead of being called the Prince Regent, they should call me the hardest working little nigga in show business. Because I really do. But I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world, guys.
And you know what it is? You enjoy it, so it's almost not like
if you enjoy it, then keep doing it.
When you enjoy it, you're gonna keep going on and going. So it's not like work when you're enjoying something. You know what I mean? So.
And I just think that New Jack City for me, is, like I said, it's a very life affirming record for me. After putting out successful singles. I put that album out, and then I put the New Jack City 2 EP out in August. So, the record for me is really about just perseverance and literally the roads that grew through concrete. Nobody, right now on this interview should not be thinking that New Jack City is Chicago, because it is Chicago. And that is all of the inspiration for it. When you think of like my life, that's really what New Jack City is. New Jack City is, talks about a lot of gun violence, a lot of crime, a lot of political corruption, here in Chicago. So it just, it's a very important record for me. And just the fact that people are and have, received it that way is a very important thing. And I'm just hoping and praying that I get another Chicago Music Award nomination, maybe even a Grammy nomination this year. So
put it out there, man.
Let's cross our fingers on that one.
For you.
Manifest that.
We're gonna talk that. We're gonna say it's gonna happen.
We're definitely gonna manifest that. We're definitely gonna manifest that. It certainly would be a very good thing. Having another Chicago Music Award nomination wouldn't hurt either. But at this point, I think I've gotten all of the adoration I think that one could want and desire. I think coming right out the gate with a successful album and being given a title. Because I didn't start calling myself the Prince region of EDM. If anybody who knows me knows that I don't really fucking like electronic music, I just make it. I make disco, which is a bastard of fucking R&B. So I'm very honored, to have that title and to have that crown. And I'm just gonna keep making music that resonates with people, and hopefully we'll get those nominations, and I'll be saying thank you, DJ on TV.
Yeah, shout out to Who They Want.
Man, yeah, shout out to Who They Want. Yeah, definitely. It's I can't describe like the all of the joy that I have in my body. I have the performance. I'm getting ready to go on tour. This week, this weekend, starting my tour.
Really? What cities you gonna be in?
We start in Chicago on the 12th, and then the following weekend we're going to be in Arizona, and then from Arizona we're going to go to DC, and then we're going to swing down to Missouri, and then we're coming back to Chicago, and then I'm going to take my ass back to Hawaii.
What part of Hawaii?
Huh?
What part of Hawaii?
You said what's going on in Hawaii?
No, I said what part of Hawaii? No, because I love Hawaii. I love Honolulu.
Honolulu. So
yes, I love it out there.
So we have hopefully when everything is over with, I might be able to actually start inviting people to that space. But for now, it's my hideaway from the world.
So wait, you're looking to you actually looking to relocate out to Hawaii? Hawaii, Honolulu. That's what you're doing?
Oh no, sweetie, we already have the land, baby. That's mine.
Really?
Yeah, that's already out there.
You going over there buying land in Honolulu? I'm jelly. I love
Honolulu. Away from here, baby. But no, I like Honolulu is a beautiful place. Hawaii is a beautiful place. I mean, it's the only place that still belongs to the natives, if that makes any sense. It's a very expensive island. It's so expensive that the people who actually live on the island can't afford some of the things. But it's still a very beautiful place. It's very calming. The weather is always moist. The place that we have is so nice. Like we leave the windows and doors open all hours of the night and day. So it's almost like having like a house that's inside and outside. It's a very beautiful place.
Are you more like closer to the city side, or like more like going towards like in the country?
Well, Honolulu is not really big, so the whole place, if you want to get technical, is really the country. But I mean, there are airports. I mean, Honolulu does have a city. It's way smaller than Chicago. There are a lot of skyscrapers. Smaller than Chicago. There are a lot of volcanoes. There's a lot of earthquake activity sometimes. There's a lot of little tremors here and there, but I mean, you get used to it. If you live in California, you can deal with this shit.
When I went to Honolulu, I immediately wanted to move there and live there and stuff. I was like, I love it. It was like 100 degrees over there, but you didn't feel it. It didn't feel like 100 degrees. It was just like weird. It was bearable. And stuff.
That's because there's so much moisture. There's so much moisture in the air. Right. It's a tropical environment, but that's our natural environment. So that's why you didn't feel hot, because that's where that's why we have all this melanin gas, so we can, exist and thrive in that environment because it was built for us and the natives.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
They're like, Dantes, you vitamin D deficient. I'm like, oh, bitch, well, I'm just gonna go buy me a house in Hawaii, okay? Like,
well, who they want in a block? We thinking about doing a group vacation, so maybe we come over there and chill with Dante's and Honolulu.
Okay, I was gonna say, yeah, I'll have to, get a couple more pieces of furniture for y'all. So, I don't know if y'all mind sleeping on hammocks, but it's okay.
We bring your bags. We ain't no.
I wouldn't mind.
All that stuff. Listen, we don't care.
I mean, yeah, because my house, like even my apartment that I'm in now, like I'm very much into like minimalism, and until it's time for, like, when Dantes is Dantes, that's something completely different.
Right.
But my home and my living space is very minimal. I've learned how to live with the simplest things, and we don't really need a lot of space in order to be happy. Right. For me, the most important thing is making sure that I have access to my piano and my keyboard.
Yeah.
My drum machine here. I'm actually gonna pick one up right now. So this is one of my drum machines here. Can you guys see that here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Not even half of the people that are watching this probably even know how to play the keyboard. See, this is what separates a real musician from a beat maker.
Right. Yeah.
No shade to the beat maker, but come holler at me on these keys, bruh.
Right. Exactly. That's what the talent really shows at, right?
Yeah.
And everything. Well, you know what, Dantes? It's been awesome having you on tonight. I mean, just another great talent. Can't wait to hear more from you. The New Jack City, I definitely got to finish listening. I'm listening to that and getting familiar with it and stuff.
Right.
The game, I'm gonna promise. I'm gonna try to, because like I said, I'm not into games and stuff, but you'll
get through it. You'll get through it. If you can't get, I said it's cute. You'll get through it. If you can't get through it, then just give it to one of the kids around you. Trust me, they'll give you their honest opinion on it.
Mm-hmm.
And stuff. I just like I just never been in a video game. Like I said, I stopped at Atari and Pac-Man.
Stop saying Atari.
One last question.
Atari. Oh, y'all don't know what Atari is. I'm sorry, you're babies.
I know what Atari is.
I know what Atari is. He plays video games. How could he not know what Atari is?
Yeah. May I ask one last question though? Since we kind of got back on video games again. I just want to know, since we've talked about it before, but have you heard or seen the promotion for the Fortnite for the Fortnite event featuring the Martin Luther King speech and everything? They did a collaboration with the guys that created Fortnite, and they got the okay from the MLK estate. So what do you think about that? I saw the promo and it looked a little weird.
I mean, it's the same reason why I made a video game, right? You want to have a tangible connection to your audience, and what easier way for you to teach the nose pickers about Dr. King other than the video game. I don't mean to call them nose pickers, but my nephew is a nose picker. I love him. I pick my nose sometimes too, so I guess I'll go in that category.
As long as you don't do it too often in public.
No, I don't do it on camera though. There's a lot that I don't do on camera. This is who they want. We keep it real, right?
Keep it real,
right?
But I mean, no, I think it's a good idea. I mean, I think whenever you do things like that, there's always going to be a bit of a backlash. To me, it's almost as important as the 1619 project. I think it's very important that we do that. If we don't interject the history into the format that the kids are participating in, the kids won't even know who Dr. King is, period. So it's very important, and I want to give a lot of love and kudos to the King family and all of those who are representing the estate. That's a very groundbreaking and important move that they made. And I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see, like the museums start doing things like that. Like, we have Whitney Houston, who's on tour again this year as her hologram self. So if we are seeing Whitney Houston and Michael Jackson rise from the grave, why should we not see Dr. King? We're probably even going to see Malcolm X and Che Guevara and all of these iconic people from the movement come back to life. And I think it's important, because how else can you drive that home? Drive that home that what happened then was not that long ago.
Right.
And the easiest way to do that is to connect that with the video game. So I got to give them a shout out and a big clap for that.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was awesome. Wow. We definitely appreciate you coming and spending some time with us and everything. And
here's my bad hair day, y'all. I'm going to get my hair done on Thursday. So, yeah.
Okay. You're going to get your hair done on Thursday? All right. I come from that crop of people. You get your hair done, you get your nails done, you are a star, baby. That's how it's supposed to go. Now. They're fancy now, right?
That's how it's supposed to go. People aren't paying to see your naps, baby.
I hear you, and that you are stuff. And I want to thank you. We all want to thank you for coming on, being with us. This is really
thank you guys. I really appreciate it. It's been
and
great.
Everything. Jesus, this was an epic show. I'm honored to just sit here and talk to you. And like I said, I got all giddy when you replied to my message on Instagram. So soon you'll be applying to my message on the block. You got the app, you download it, so it's there. So now you're there. All you got to do is go sign up and post. And, like I said, you like how you are now, how you free and doing what you want. You come on the block and do that too.
Yeah, Dante always does what he wants.
Dante always does what
okay. All right. He always does what he wants. He does not like people telling him what to do at all.
Right. Well, you can do what you want and be free on the block as well. And it was an honor, and we can't wait to see what's coming up with these tours and stuff. Anytime talks about coming to New York or anything? No, not anytime soon. Not anytime soon. New York, unfortunately, is locked down tighter than a woman's titty. It is not even possible right now to do anything in New York right now. It was one of the stops originally. It's so hard to do anything in New York right now, because it just doesn't seem like it's just different. The industry has actually come back to support that. So all of the event spaces, all of the workers have not come back. I mean, a lot of people have started other jobs, businesses. So, once, all of these venues, has, their infrastructure in place, then we'll probably be able to get to New York. But I'm, nonetheless, I'm happy for everybody who has taken the time throughout the pandemic to, dot their I's and cross their T's, because independence is the most important thing when it comes to charting your own course in this country. So to anybody and everybody out there listening right now, if you want to do something and you don't know how to do it, just get up and put one foot out of the bed and just try. And that try could lead to a lifetime of happiness and fulfillment. What do you have to lose? There you go. And I was just about to say, what do you have to share, inspiration or any advice for anybody that's trying to follow your footsteps or getting to the business like you are? And you just said it right there and then get up and do it.
Just get up and do it. That's all there is to it.
Right.
That's all there is to it. But that's not easy. My mom always said, common sense isn't so common, but it's the same thing. Getting up out of bed and just doing something is not easy either. But
you have to have the motivation and ambition to first. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. Fear is the greatest deterrent to success. We have a lot of self-doubt as human beings. And I think I talked to DJ about this. I think when we first met, but when I first started releasing music and stuff, I would really beat myself up because I was expecting some type of approval and shit from, my family and shit. And I'm like, well, wait a minute, man. I don't make this shit for y'all.
Right.
I'm making this shit because I like music and it's what drives me and it's what moves me. So if you don't like what it is that I do, guess what? There's someone else that does. So, and I really believe that's the takeaway, from everything that we do is just because someone may not like your cup of coffee, they can go drink something else. Hell, you ain't got to like my coffee. You don't have to like any of the shit that I'm offering, but you will respect me. And if you treat people with love, kindness, and you respect yourself and you respect others, good things will happen for you. Like I really, really am a testimony to that. And I'm gonna say it again. I've said it a lot. I am just so thankful, to be doing what I'm doing for a living, because it really could be somebody else. God could have came down and he could have dropped a little light bulb in somebody else's mouth and said, this is your thing. I could have been, I could have been the auto guy. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying that, it could be, the gifts come to us in many different forms, and whatever gift God gives you, you have to hone and cherish that shit. You have got to, I don't care if you're a barber or if you're a mechanic, whatever it is, whatever your gift is, you're supposed to be working in it and you're supposed to draw fulfillment in it, and you're supposed to do it to give as much glory and honor as possible to God. We don't have to say God's names in our records, anything we do, but everything that we do is for the greater honor of the kingdom. So
yeah, exactly. Well, perfectly said, Dantes. And once again, thank you so much for coming on. And we're looking to have you back and everything, to see everything so we can talk and brag about all the success the New Jack City's gonna have and these tours and everything. And that Grammy that you're gonna be getting soon.
Where?
yes. The Grammy. Like I said, I mean, hey, yeah. I mean, if they want to, if they want to, that's great, But
I mean, you don't need it, but it would look. I guess it would look nice, right?
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, that's exactly what yeah, I mean, just like having that Grammy next to the Chicago Music Award. I mean, that's gonna, that just open a little doors and shit. That's all.
I hear you. Well,
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a phenomenal, iconic episode as we enter season 5 of Who They Want podcast. Stay tuned for more content, more I Am Who They Want sponsorships. It's a lot in stores. I ain't gonna reveal too much on the first episode. Y'all already know.
I'm not gonna tell.
When Dantes come on the show, like that's family automatically with me. So just having him, we can go on like the whole night. Just
exactly.
Really could.
Y'all guys need 5 shows.
That's the love and respect that we have for one another, outside of the entertainment world. So to be able to sit back through this show and watch the family connect and get to know another family member was like iconic. So I love y'all. Y'all make sure to mask up, stay safe out of this COVID world, and
Please do.
Yeah.
You wear your mask, Dantes?
I always wear my mask, baby. It's like Visa. I never leave home without it.
All right. That mask, please.
This is Who They Want podcast. We're signing off for the night, ladies and gentlemen.
Peace.